where Teddy's got a question about a Dodge Dakota. How are you doing today, Teddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Larry?
We're doing fantastic. What you got going on with this thing?
Well, I'm a one owner. It's a 2002 Dodge Dakota SLT with a 4.7 liter. It's got 204,000 miles on it.
All right.
Once you start it up and it reaches operating temperature, it's stalling out on me, and most of the time it'll start right back up, run for another 20 minutes, stall out again. I have a scan tool, but it's not throwing any codes or anything. So, and I just to throw something in the mix to see if it would work. I replaced the camshaft sensor and the crankshaft sensor, just trying something to see if it works.
No,
it's still stalling.
I agree with that 100%. Have you put a fuel pressure gauge on it?
No, sir, I haven't tried that. No.
Well, guess what? That's your next thing. we gotta know if that thing's got fuel pressure whenever it shuts off. This isn't going to be as hard as it may sound. We need to know if you got fuel pressure when it shuts off, and if you do, considering that you've replaced the cam and crank sensor on that vehicle, we would probably, since there's no codes in it, do you have a funny feeling what I'm going to say our next step would be?
No, not really.
We probably have to look us up a used computer for it. But what we need to do first is find out if we have fuel pressure when that thing stalls out. Now, I will tell you this. There is let me see. I'll tell you what. Let's do the fuel pressure test and find out if we have an issue with that. But in the same token, I'll also want you to. There's two relays. We're going to replace both of them in the Fusion Relay Center. One of them is called an ASD relay. And that is an abbreviation for automatic shutdown relay. It's the opening relay for your computer system. Those relays can get old and ancient and decrepit, and they can become very, very, very inconsistent on how they work. And if they break contact while the vehicle's running, it'll shut it right off. The one right next to it is the fuel pump relay. I think we need to replace both of those, the ASD and fuel pump relay. And you can do that yourself. Just plug the darn things in and see what happens, if the problem goes away or not. That's the most inexpensive thing we can do to try to remedy this problem, and see if those things are going, either one of those are going bad. It won't set a code for it. And so there you are. There you go again. Here you are, hunting in the dark. You have nothing to go by. But we still need to do the fuel pump, the fuel pressure test, to see if we have fuel pressure when the engine stalls. That'll tell us if the fuel pump was the fault or not. If you have no fuel pressure and the engine stalls, then, well, it's pretty much common sense. But we could have either one of those relays could be responsible for an intermittent stall like you're dealing with too, and that was a very, very, very common issue with those vehicles. So the ASD relay and the fuel pump relay, get those two, throw them in there. We don't care if it works or not. It's a cheap try, right? And the other part is, let's do that fuel pressure test to see if we're retaining fuel pressure when the engine shuts off. And then we can get into injector driver circuits and all this other craziness. And hopefully we don't even have to go there. Teddy, thanks for your call.